Welcome to Season 1 of Gaming with Scott presents Stargate SG10, a Southgate Media production. Join us each week as our Stargate SG team follows a path of adventure and attempts to save the world and each other from the dangers of the universe. Starring Joshua Jackson, Kat Moran, Scott Troiano, and Cindy Bergen, with Scott Somerville running the table as Game Master. Epic adventures await just beyond this music.
And we can now begin as our players are on the surface of Abydos having escaped.
Hold on just a sec.
As they'd escaped the Temple of Ptah with various interesting artifacts in tow, just in time to see a starship streaking across the sky.
Oh, shit.
We now rejoin our players on the surface of Abydos as... let's see. To introduce themselves again, Captain Covington.
Double time! Run!
Master Sergeant Calhoun.
You heard the man, ladies. Let's go.
Dr. Maureen Richards.
Going.
And Dr. Meadows.
Let's go.
We want to get on whatever those pack animals are and beat feet. I want to be back at Nagata now.
Do we have enough pack animals for all of us?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
Because you did kind of eat one.
He can run. Well, I ate one of those dudes
excuse
that I'm
me,
gonna kill.
Mr. Dehydrated and just recently blown up.
Oh, I'm trying to run. I'm like stumble shuffle,
Just
stumble
this side
shuffle.
of the brink of death.
Yeah, I'm like run.
Yeah, you're getting put on the back of one of these animals,
Yeah.
like in a litter.
Okay, fine.
We can't put him underneath?
Whatever.
Strap him to the undercarriage?
Yeah,
Don't
there
care.
You go.
Be more fun.
Couldn't care
Yes,
less.
Captain Covington spent a
undercarriage.
lovely couple of days becoming dehydrated in the desert. For those who are just tuning in,
I'm a jerky.
Yeah, we got our Gatorade. We're good.
Yeah, just take off the Y.
whereas Sergeant Calhoun feels
He's salty
fine.
either way.
No, he doesn't. He lies.
You feel good? You were in the sarcophagus.
Never mind. That means I have no soul, but I feel great inside. Yay. Yay.
You went to the Pokemon Center. You're good to go.
Exactly. Just went full retard.
Oh,
Damn it.
Nurse Jan. You saw Nurse Janny?
And as you may recall, there are a number of natives with pack animals who've been waiting at the mouth of the valley.
If we can get
So
to
let's
those
get down there.
Bingo.
And I'm sorry, just to break the story one more time, I must heartfully and soulfully apologize to Mr. James Spader because I can't do your voice. And I'm not going to try. So thank you very much, and back to the game.
Yeah, we can't forget Daniel.
Sure.
And Sharae.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
in-laws to my boy Red. I guess
Yeah.
they gotta.
Yeah.
Got to make a good impression.
So let's get everybody. Are Dana Jackson and Sharae, like, they're within speaking distance?
Yes.
What is that? What is that?
Is that what we're afraid it is?
Well, thanks to your recent experience, you now all have at least a smattering of Egyptian. Some of you are now fluent. As is Daniel Jackson, obviously. And he asks Sharae a question. She quickly points out that it is one of the other starships, the one they were afraid of, to come and get the children.
So one of
Awesome.
ISIS's.
Yes.
Or Isis herself.
Exactly.
And being Air
Are our
Force.
paladins ready to ride in and kill?
Smite righteously!
Well, that was my question. It was going to be knowing, being trained in the Air Force. Is this thing within the range of small arms fire, or is this like way up there and coming down?
It's coming down through the atmosphere. No.
No, not even close. Okay, never mind then.
Not until we get there.
Right. That's why I'm like, let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
As we reenact Lawrence of Arabia racing across the desert.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Wait for it. Go
He's
ahead.
Hold on.
underestimating.
No, not at all.
Ooh.
These pack animals were made for comfort.
Your native guides are not exactly thrilled about the prospect of going towards this object.
Don't blame
I've got a question to Daniel. These staffs, do you know how to activate them?
Oh, yeah.
How?
Well, you
that
just
little switch that you didn't see.
pull and twist. It works.
Mother.
Sweet.
Okay.
Would have been nice to know a couple hours ago, but good to know now.
Yeah.
You've got about 10 of them.
Thank you. Yay!
Yeah, we do. We're selling souvenirs when we get home.
You're
No,
welcome.
we're building an army.
You might want to mark those down.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, we will. Thank you. Thank you. Well, no, and we're going to take at least 2 of them home. Okay, just letting you know. So the army doesn't get them all. We're not just going to hand them out like candy until they're gone. And then, oh, look, I don't know what happened.
Oh, crap. Where'd they all go?
Right here, what we're doing. Yeah, we're the benefactors who are going to provide you an army and bring back your children and save the world and cure cancer and straighten little Timmy's spine.
I didn't say a thing about Timmy or cancer.
Okay, just saying. I'm saying yet.
You
yet.
have a sarcophagus. Why are you being so stingy?
It's a true statement.
We
On
don't, we
the
don't,
way
we don't have
back.
a sarcophagus because I couldn't lug
hey,
it with me.
You.
Yes.
On the way back, you might want to start thinking about who amongst the natives would be good using these.
No.
Who would have the type of skills to use them?
Not Jeffrin.
On the way back,
I will cut that mother from
I
dick
am
to
going
sternum.
to figure out who is the stealthiest amongst us. Who will be able to get us into the
Fair enough.
Stargate.
While you've been milling around, Daniel Jackson looks over at you and you promised them what?
We promised them we would expedite our return to Nagata, hopefully before that thing can get there.
I point to the interpreter.
Who is looking away.
We're going to try and save the children.
That's good, but
Yes.
Keyword is try.
they're
I can
taking it a lot more seriously than that, you know?
I
Yeah.
kind of figured that.
Are we moving while these conversations are happening? I pray to God.
Yeah.
You're
Dr. Meadows
getting
is.
loaded, which is why
Okay,
you are
okay,
going to have
all right.
your 12 staff weapons.
Okay.
Okay.
Yay.
Oh,
All right,
and
that's
I-
fine.
And as I say, the
She's 12,
Nagatans
huh?
are not exactly thrilled about going towards this. They're having a lively conversation with Xiaorui and Daniel Jackson, and some of them have been informing Daniel Jackson of all the wonderful things that you've promised them.
Okay. Where do they want to go if they don't want to go towards it?
Let me put this into context for our studio audience. The team has promised all kinds of wonderful things, including saving the local population of Nagata,
And when
the
he
city on
says
Abydos.
and when he says team, he means the interpreter, because the guy who would never have promised any of that didn't know what she was saying. Moving on.
But we split the party.
Having destroyed the god that protects them ostensibly. From what you might ask, well, for instance, the goddess who's about to land on
Ream
the
them.
planet.
So we opted for the making Nagata great again.
So the
Oh my God, we did.
Just making it great. It never was, but we could try.
so
Yeah, there's no again.
they don't want to go towards it. Where do they want to go?
In the opposite direction, I'm guessing, as quickly and as far as possible.
It's like World War
But
III.
the opposite
Lost
direction may
China.
not have any food or water. No. They're going to want to go somewhere. Where?
Not towards death.
Right. That's fine.
I get what you're doing.
Where's
You
their
get that?
Where's
Yeah.
their
Yes.
refuge is the question.
Where do they hide?
They've typically hidden in the catacombs that are in the caves. You've seen them. You've been in some of them.
Ooh, with the reptilian elder ones?
Who knows?
Do you say that out loud?
No. Does a voice from the sky say they typically hide in these caves? Or was that Daniel saying they typically hide in these?
Oh no, I'm going
Catacombs.
to ask Daniel and be like, what catacombs are they talking about? There are caves with catacombs around here?
I was going to head to those next.
Now you've heard it. Like, there are catacombs?
Are you talking
Are
about the
those-
City of the Dead?
Yes.
The catacombs they
We've
still
been
use to
there.
bury people?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yes.
What? Tell me about the
Have
catacombs.
you been there
They're
before?
interesting.
At all?
I'm sorry.
Have you been there before at all?
No, I've not.
Okay. Real interesting.
Yes.
Why?
What's interesting?
Things and stuff.
Non-human.
Ancient ones,
Yeah.
I think is what they called them.
Wait.
That is correct.
Okay.
Humanoid. Well, you'll use that term.
Okay. So here's my question. So let me.
Non-Homo sapiens.
Yes.
Okay. Are we categorizing the citizens of Nagata as Homo sapiens?
Yes.
For all intents and purposes, yes.
That answered my question. What do you mean non-Homo sapiens?
Well, I mean, we could just show you when we get there.
What are the
all
defining
dead.
characters? Do we have to pass there to get to Nagata?
Do you want me
No.
to go into a full physiognomy?
Just genus, species, and subclass.
Unknown.
Closest resembling?
The lizard people that actually run the
reptile?
government?
Reptile? Lizard people?
Sleestack?
And I'm all like, Land of the Lost? Yeah. Okay,
Sir, can you... all that? What?
lizard people.
Oh, that's weird.
So they want to hide in in the land of the dead, or the city of the dead, whatever that is. What, and we have a map.
Still
Do we have-
packing and
we still got a
moving.
map. We're on the map, are
Yes,
we?
and Xiaorui is encouraging them to go back because now you have weapons. Thanks to, well, you.
Sure.
Indirectly. Yes, you.
Hey, he had to get something to defend his wife with.
Exactly. This will be a wedding gift.
Sure.
Because let's face it, after the end of the movie, there wasn't much left except
Yeah.
occasional bits of fallout.
These are worth many cows. Many cows.
Many cows.
Everyone needs a dowry.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
No, as you are standing there talking amongst yourselves, you are able to pick out enough of the conversation that, yes, the natives have been observing the Jaffa for centuries, and they know how these weapons work. They're not complicated. They're direct and straightforward. And while they've never been able to get their hands on any, now you've provided them with a good baker's dozen.
okay. All right. We will, I want to please, Mo, let them know we're going to reserve 2 of these as ours.
Okay.
And the rest can be can be a gift from Red to his new wife, whom he just put everything behind to form a new life with.
Yeah.
He's gonna do right behind that woman and in front of her.
You're good with words, sir. You keep that up.
I did not say that. The storyteller said that.
Well, and I said,
General Hammond. Yep. So
No, I'll be fine. Everything's fine.
So that will be a gift from Red to his
his
new
wife.
wife.
To the wife or to her father? Kasuf.
Oh, okay. Then I guess to the father. Which would be more appropriate here? Help me out here.
Xiaorui's looking at
Kasuf,
you,
probably.
Master Sergeant Calhoun.
Hi.
Hi. You married my sister?
Oh, whoops.
Oh, she.
Maybe I should have let that
yes.
cat out of the
Red,
bag.
you were supposed to send out wedding invitations.
I looked at Daniel Jackson. Can you tell her a long story in Egyptian, please, sir?
She seems to have picked up enough English.
I'll give her a thumbs up.
Wait.
She looks
Wait.
at Daniel Jackson. In the meantime, she's looking back at everything that's been loaded up. The young lady has made sure that the weapons were loaded up first and is marshaling the caravan to get itself together.
I point at Red. Your wife? I point at Charest. Is her sister?
You didn't get that before?
Sir, even I got that.
So
No offense.
he, and I point at Daniel Jackson, is your brother-in-law?
That is how that relationship works.
I think that's how that works.
Good on you, big man. So,
I go to grab his hand, shake his hand. Good to meet you.
Brother.
In-law.
Nice to meet you. Interesting way you've arrived here, but
If I had a nickel.
I think we need to be getting moving.
Agreed. I don't have a
So,
nickel.
are we going to go straight to the Stargate? Are we going to go straight to Nagata, or are we going to visit the City of the Dead?
Well, as you recall, the City of the Dead is, well, you'd be going parallel up the river. And if you hung
North?
a left, yes, north up the river. If you hung a left, you'd head back to the City of the Dead. If you crossed over the river, you would come quickly to Nagata. And the Stargate lays beyond that.
Yeah.
By a good 7 miles or so.
Captain.
Great.
Captain, shouldn't we go back to the city and try to get defenses in place where this thing hits the ground?
It's quicker than we are.
Well, and that's my
So
question.
we're wasting time.
Well, that's my question. Is this doable, or is this several days travel back to Nagata?
This is approximately 2 days back.
Sherry,
JK, just kidding.
Sure. Would your people automatically go to the catacombs?
Some might, but there's very little protection from Hathor.
Okay.
From who?
Hathor.
I thought that was ISIS.
Who said that?
And I look right at Dr. Meadows. You said that.
I think we assumed that because it was one of the ships that would take the children, and
Yes.
that is generally ISIS's purview.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
She seems convinced it's Hathor.
Okay. Well,
May I ask why you are convinced it is Hathor?
We have been afraid it would be Hathor because of what you did to her father.
Ra.
what if it is ISIS?
If it is ISIS, then I am afraid my city will burn.
Okay. And if it's Hathor, it won't necessarily?
We do not know. She has not come in many centuries because of Ra.
Well,
What did she do the last time she came?
It was very bad.
Master Sergeant,
Okay.
yes, Captain.
your family's in that city, or your extended family. What do you want to do?
Well, first I'd like to take the scope off of my weapon and see if I can see any sigils or anything on that ship, see if we can identify it first.
Go.
Okay. I go to do that.
No, but it's no longer coming down at transatmospheric speed. While a very substantial object, it is starting to settle on the far horizon.
Okay.
It
And there's
is moving at a substantial clip, but that of an aircraft rather than a spacecraft going.
I pass the weapon with the scope to Daniel Jackson and ask him to look to see if he can identify it. If we can say if it's ISIS or Hathor, is that what you said?
Hathor.
Yeah, Hathor.
Hathor.
He has a look. And no, he said no, but that looks just like the last one.
What last one?
The one Ra had.
Okay. Yeah.
Who's associated, you said.
You mean
With
like
Hathor.
exactly like?
Well, I'm not exactly an expert, having seen one, but yeah.
Could it be like a drone of his? Like you may have killed him, but maybe his minions are still there?
If I have
Or
the tech
his-
specs right, the ship was huge,
Yes.
like bigger than the Great Pyramids at Giza, huge,
Yes.
and it was evaporated. So if there's more than one of these, there could theoretically be a bunch of these.
Okay, you're a military guy.
Yeah.
How many battleships do we have?
Right, I'm afraid at this point. You've instilled fear. Are you going for terrified, or what are we shooting at here?
I'm
Because
just.
battleships are nothing. We got aircraft carriers, and that could be a scout. So, and I wouldn't think Ra would travel in a scout ship. He'd probably be in an aircraft carrier. So
But
I'm really
could
hoping
it
they're
be a
only
scout ship of Ra's, even though Ra's dead?
I don't know,
What do you think, Daniel?
but I'm hoping that that's an aircraft carrier, and that there are only like 6 or 7 of those.
Daniel looks back over at you. You promised them what?
And we've come full circle.
I said we would try.
And kitchen knives.
Try to get the children back.
All right. Well, let's move this toward. Let's at least get to the river and
Well,
pray
they
that
said
the people
that
of
some of them
Nagata
were.
are
Go
working
down
on
to the river
their
and pray.
are working on their song smithing skills. Move on.
Yeah.
Because at one point you were asking, we need a melody, or there was something about you're going to pay us in song
Yeah, I was
or dance
put on
or
the
whatever.
spot, and yeah,
I think Highway to Hell would be a good choice.
I
So,
believe so.
so
Well, then let's hit that road.
Captain, are we going back to
As long as
Nagata?
it doesn't go
What
to
are you-
knocking on
is
heaven's
that where
door.
we're going?
Yes, sir, if you would allow.
Let's do it.
So on the way, would you like me to tell the story I know of why it could have been so bad last time Hathor was here?
Yes.
Okay, well, see, there's another side to Hathor that sometimes comes out when the excrement hits the large bladed whirling object named Sekhmet. And there was a large battle where Sekhmet was finally called in. And she went into a berserk frenzy. The only way to get her to stop killing on both sides was to get a large amount of beer, many, many, many vats of beer, and dye it red so she would think it was blood and flood the battlefield with it. So when she drank all of the beer, She eventually passed out, and that was the only way to stop her killing spree.
I look at Dr. Meadows. So you're going to need to trank this bitch. Fair
Elephant
enough.
tranks.
Good enough.
There's a dart in your neck, man.
Well, that's very close, Jackson says. But here, the lake of blood was rather more real than metaphor.
Well, you know, things get changed in the telling of stories.
Well, at least when we get to the river, which we're going to follow up and cross, we'll be able to get something to drink.
I don't think you want to drink that water.
No.
Why not?
It's like Mexico.
Could kill you.
Worse
in
than
it?
Mexico.
I haven't gotten to the lab yet.
Okay. All right.
But considering everyone who goes into the water gets sick, all the plants around it are sick and dying. Don't.
All right.
If we're continuing the song title references, don't drink the water.
Got it. Okay. This keeps getting
You
better.
do still have 2 brain cells to rub together, right?
I do, but I'm a bit parched. I've been,
Yeah.
I'm a
on
little
the
dehydrated
water.
here. Hard for me to think.
Fire in the sky. Very appropriate. Well played.
About 6 hours have passed during the first day. You've made your way up along the road and spot the river, which you're now starting to parallel. When all of you please give me a perception roll.
May I please borrow? Yes.
Thank
you.
Sorry.
What do we add to this, or just the straight roll?
Just a straight roll, please.
10.
5.
10.
6.
Oh, wait, are we doing D10 or D20?
D10.
Oh,
Never mind.
JK, just
why'd you
kidding.
hand me a D20 then?
Divide by 2.
2.5.
It's math.
7.
10.
9.
Cindy, may I steal a D10?
Yep.
Thank you.
Well, Dr. Meadows spots it. Out on the horizon, there appear to be jet contrails.
Like from home? That kind?
Yeah,
Chemtrails.
that kind.
Tinfoil hats. Go ahead.
Sir,
Yes.
can I ready one of these staff weapons, please?
Sure.
Awesome.
Yes, just pointing.
No, I've got a question.
I ready
Those
one,
other
I
guys
ready
that
one of
were
these
with
things.
us that we kind of ignored and left behind, do they have access to jets? Pointing up there.
The other guys we ignored and left. Oh, you mean Turnus and his group?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
They don't have jets.
No, they didn't bring
They
jets.
didn't bring jets.
Could they have gone? Could they have gone back through the Stargate and got some jets over here?
Highly unlikely.
Would have been too big.
Then
With
who
every-
left those trails?
Oh,
I ready the staff weapon.
I ready my MP5.
Yeah.
Hey, Daniel, did you have any airplanes here?
No.
Okay.
Those look like death gliders.
What are death?
Oh, that's
gliders?
encouraging. Yay.
What?
It can't be
Gliders?
like- it
What a
can't-
great name.
They can't be like spring rolls. It's like Death Glider.
Who came up with that name?
Probably our enemy.
Probably the bad guys.
That's what the Nagatans call them.
Oh, good. You know, there can't be
Is
any.
that because nothing good comes when they come gliding around, aside from death?
Hey,
Well, they're certainly not sugar gliders.
Yeah.
I throw a staff weapon to you, sir.
The
Oh,
natives
no.
are all,
I've got my MP5 in both hands. I'm ready to go.
Well,
the
Can I get one of
natives
those
are all
stats,
very
please?
upset.
Yeah. They're never sweet afternoon nap gliders. Go ahead.
Are they coming this way, or are they? We're seeing
course
their
they are.
trails.
No, I mean,
Oh,
just to give
good.
this some context, you're well out of any kind of hand weapon range.
okay.
Okay.
They are on the horizon, but it's a desert. There's very little obstructing your view,
Okay.
and they're moving at jet aircraft speed. So,
I've got another question.
yes,
Are they closer to us or Nagata?
they appear to be generally in the direction of Nagata.
Okay. Is there some way we can draw their attention?
We can shoot at them.
Well,
But I don't think we should do that.
You're asking the storyteller, so I'm going to reserve it. I don't want to say a word.
How would you like to do that?
Well,
Don't do it.
we've got flares.
Jesus Christ.
I have flares. If she goes for a flare, I'll shoot her with a flare before any of that happens. No.
Yeah. We have no cover. We have nothing.
Yeah, are you going to share with the
got
group that you're
catacombs.
thinking about doing something wildly inappropriate?
Guys, we need to get that thing off of Nagata. We've got weapons. They don't.
But suicide is a choice, and I don't want to make that,
that's-
ma'am.
Suicide
Come
is
on,
painless.
This isn't choice.
How far are we from the catacombs?
We can spread out. Make it impossible for them to kill all of us
So they
together.
kill us in a
If they have
circle.
larger weapons than we do and there are multiples of them, don't say impossible to kill us all.
Oh, okay.
It's human darts. That's what it is.
I'm a doctor.
I understand
I
that.
think of how to save lives.
And while I understand that you are not doctoring in the immediate moment, if you draw them over, you will be.
That's okay. We're paid for this.
I understand that. They are not.
Neither are they. And that's where all the kids are.
We got to move faster then. It's not a question of bring them over here.
No, we need to draw them off so they never
Agreed.
get over there.
But killing us doesn't help the children.
We will not be
True.
drawing attention of those fighters for the pure reason that we don't know that the minute that we do, they call in a dozen more of them.
that makes sense.
He has a point.
Because now I will take an aside because I remember some asshole during our review of Stargate the movie that went, wouldn't you think a ship like that would have a lot more than 2 of them gliders? They'd have like 500 of those things, wouldn't they? You
Dead on
remember
impressions,
saying that,
Scott.
don't you?
Go to
Dead on
hell.
impressions.
I do not sound like that, you sons of...
And I went, well, they had a budget in the movie. They couldn't really. And they went, well, yeah, but a ship would have like 500 of those. Okay.
I'm not Canadian. What the hell was that?
He so does sound like that.
Canadians don't even fight. Stop it.
Okay. All right.
No, the extent of Canadian fighting is fuck you, buddy. Enjoy your day.
They give you maple syrup before they say that because they'll feel bad.
Right.
They might throw a hockey puck at you. Maybe.
Oh,
So we don't know if they're going to call a dozen
So,
more. So let's not do
To
that.
establish this,
got
are you
like-
going to do something?
no, don't do it.
He made his point logically and well.
All right, so that's a no.
Correct.
Plus.
At this point in time.
Oh, if we're like welled up in the city of death or dead city or whatever it is, Tombstone.
City of Death is much more ominous.
Sure.
True.
And we're shooting from a cave
That
to
can
a
be
fixed.
arranged.
That's a different scenario.
Kill them all. Yeah.
Then they have to level the mountain or the city or the tomb or the mosque or wherever we're in. The mausoleum.
Did you see that field of glass?
What? Where do you see a field of glass?
You mean that field of glass could perhaps be from laser beams from space? I had that thought when I drove in.
What, sir?
Nuke it from orbit, Red. Pretty sure that's what they did.
Dr. Meadows, during the long journey back, what are you going to do? Is there anything you
Meadows
want
or Dr. Richards?
to Meadows.
Okay.
Okay. During the long journey back,
Pen a memoir titled There and Back Again.
no, actually, I'm going to ask Sharae what she knows about the City of the Dead and the lizard
Interesting
folk who
inhabitants.
are interred there.
Very good question. She's making do with your Egyptian. It's more or less, say, maybe
I'm listening attentively if that helps.
it does.
Okay. Excellent.
So you're going to translate?
Sure. I'm curious about this as well.
All right. What exactly are you going to ask? That was a very broad opening question.
Yeah.
So, having been there, what are you curious about? She wants to know.
I'm curious about everything. You come up with the direct questions.
Okay. How old are they?
They have been there as long as we can remember.
Was there ever a time when they were alive that you remember?
Not in living memory.
Okay.
Do they have their own city? I'm overhearing the conversation. Just
Well,
like, do
they-
they have their own city?
As far as she's aware, there aren't any still living. So if there was a city, it'd be a ghost town now.
Well,
But-
you have seen the ruins.
Yeah.
You have not, Captain, but you have seen ruins.
Yeah.
And the monolith.
Are these from their culture? The ruins and the monolith from the culture of the whatever these lizard people are?
We have always thought it was theirs.
What do you call them?
The ancient ones.
Okay.
That's much more eloquent than these lizard people.
Do you know if they had a name for themselves?
No, we do not know.
Do you know anything of their culture? Has any of that survived?
We do not go far back into their tombs. The further back you go, the better kept they were, and we do not wish to intrude. We simply honor our most important people by burying them with the Ancient Ones because they are of this world.
Okay.
Seems fair.
Do you know of... were they advanced with technology at all? Did they have writings?
We presume so. I have never really thought about it. We do not venture back into the caverns very far.
Mm-hmm.
Only as far as, well, you have seen.
Yes.
Master Sergeant,
Yes, sir.
make a note if we ever visit. This is in English, by the way. Make a note if we ever visit the city of the lost, the dead people with the lizard people in it.
The ancient ones.
We need to head all the way to the back.
Understood.
Carry on, lady. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be disrespectful if we were to explore back there? Just to look around out of curiosity? I'm very curious about this.
We do not do it, but I do not believe it is forbidden.
Okay. I just want to see.
Yeah, same.
I've never seen lizard people outside of science fiction movies and poorly photoshopped YouTube videos.
Do they not exist on your world?
No,
Not as far as we know.
not that we've ever found any trace of.
Depends on who you ask.
There are tales that in the long future, one will be elected as president. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What did,
Come on, we were going to keep that stuff out.
Sorry. That's 1993. We shouldn't let anyone know. All right, I apologize. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. YouTube wouldn't be a thing yet then. Poorly altered photos. There we go.
I get to grab them.
It's like the hair. The hair is a solar panel.
Do your
It
people
makes
come
sense.
from them? Are they descended from the Ancient Ones?
No.
Okay.
We know this to be true because of the writings and the stories that were passed down. Even with Daniel Jackson, we knew that we are of your world.
Okay.
Because the
I
parts
haven't
are
heard all the
incompatible?
stories. I'm sorry.
Well, there is much to tell.
Mm-hmm.
And they do proceed to tell you about the events that Daniel Jackson discovered on the trip home.
Okay. That would be good.
Captain, what are you going to be doing?
I'm going to be, while continuing my attempts, and now that I have the opportunity, I'm going to engage in some cartography, because that was one of my mission briefs. While I am engaging in cartography, I'm also going to be marking relative time, direction, and position of the patrols in the air, if they are at regular interval, etc. I want to know who's flying where, that I can, any enemy movement that is brought to my attention, I will note time, direction, pattern. Do we see one chemtrail, two chemtrails? I want to try to keep an eye on what the hell's going around us, if at all possible.
Interestingly, you do not see any other contrails after the mid-afternoon flight that seem to be over Nagata. Not until early evening, where you see several flashes of light in the distant air.
Once again, toward Nagata?
Toward Nagata.
Nothing else outside of, well, they're going for the city.
No.
Crap. All right, we're going to, upon the sight of the original flight, I kind of urge us to move a little faster. When we see lights in the evening, it's one of those where, like, let's get across the damn river and go.
Sergeant Calhoun.
How about sending up some flares now?
No, it's still a bad idea. Getting to know my new brother-in-law and his wife.
I love that the no was in unison.
Xiao Rei is very curious about you.
Is she the sister that cares?
Oh, yeah. Eventually, when we get close enough, I will give her a big hug because we're family now.
Oh, red. Red, do you know what the term ugly American means? No? Okay. That's all right then. Are you
Isn't
going
this how you got into trouble
Right?
the last time?
Is
No.
she the sister that keeps
There were-
on giving? What do you...
Whoa. That's
Okay. All right.
Sir, that's family now. Stop.
Oh, okay.
She's asking you about your family, about what you do besides work as a soldier, if you're going to provide for her sister, how her sister is. She's very curious about you.
I answer.
You're being grilled.
I answer yes and give a thumbs up. And I tell her essentially that no family. I've been a soldier my entire life, and I have
From the time he was a baby.
from 7
Born
on
with a
up.
sidearm. His poor mother.
Yep.
Born with a sidearm,
Yep.
his poor mother. Ow.
That thing was rusted
sure
by
she
the
said
time I
that
popped out.
That's why his name's Rusty.
Rusty trombone. Thanks.
Nickname
Keep it up.
Red Rusty Trim. Oh.
Anyway, I tell her that met her sister and I was charged with being her husband, literally, and I'll be taking care of her from now on.
In diplomatic relations.
Yes.
She seems somewhat satisfied.
So was his wife.
I clear my throat and go, Red, and don't forget you're providing her and her family, specifically her father, gift. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
10.
And I'm bringing these staff weapons back to your father in Nagata.
That will please him greatly.
Oh, please. His daughter pleases me greatly, your sister.
She is a good woman. She will take care of you and bear you many children.
We'll get there.
And I slap Red in the
She's
shoulder.
already doing
You dog.
wonders with getting his household established and settled.
Well, as evening begins to come along, you are forced to a stop. Any preparations you want to make?
Where are we stopping? Out in the open along the river?
You're on the river road. You're probably about half a day away from the crossing. You've made very good time. It was 2 days.
Okay, and how deep into the night are we? Like, do we need sleep, or is this where we can push to the crossing tonight?
No, it gets black as pitch. I mean, this is an unlit area on this planet.
Well, as Cindy says, we have flowers. Oh, I'm sorry.
Thought it wasn't time to use those yet.
Well, we could light them up and walk along the thing and follow the river road.
Do you want to try that?
No, we
No.
don't.
You hold the flare in your hand. Have fun with that.
Yeah. No, we'll pitch just off between the river and the road.
Is there a cliff face or something that we can back up to for camp?
No.
Yeah.
You are on
sure.
open desert plain.
Okay.
Pardon me. I'm going to ask the guides, the Bedouins that...
The ones that didn't leave you for dead?
Right.
The natives.
Yeah, the natives that might be on my
It
side.
wasn't personal.
I don't... Matters not.
Neither will be my knife in that guy's gut.
Right. There's nothing personal about shooting a kneecap. Done. We're going to ask them what the best suggestion would be for making and then breaking camp in the morning. I mean, part of me says, let's just plant on the road, but that just sounds dumb. So I'm going to ask the people who do this for a living in this third world shithole.
This third
I'm
world
sorry,
world.
desert. Yeah.
They understand, and they're making camp. There are very few preparations because the worst of the wildlife won't be out at this season.
What
Good to
does
know.
that mean?
It means don't worry about it. Lay down. They're not here.
I'm gonna grab
What
that
kind
staff
of
weapon.
wildlife?
There, we got Sydney on board. I'm done.
Yeah. What
Tickets
kind
in.
of wildlife?
The beast from the river.
What
that's
kind
comforting.
Okay, not between the road and the river. Get the hell away from the river.
Are we talking crocodile, snake,
Octopus.
They don't know those names.
hippo?
Kraken.
Describe. Basically, crocodile. Lots of sharp, nasty teeth.
They have teeth, yes.
Crump, crump.
For those of us,
Cindy's animal sound noises are some of the greatest in all of history.
Really
that pantomiming was spot on.
Snarf, snarf.
That's just
Daniel Jackson says, "Yeah, I did the chicken thing." Bark, 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 bark. They like that too.
Wait till I get to the hippo.
Oh God.
Why don't you draw them in the sand?
Yeah,
There you go.
Draw in the sand.
They're fascinated.
Draw alligator
because they don't have written language.
teeth. Alligator's basically going to be like this.
Now we have a show, boys and girls.
These illiterate bastards and the natives.
We will be posting these pictures along with. We're now on a drawing contest,
Oh, and they're off.
and the ladies have decided they're both going to add their specific artistic skill. We now may want to know why Mo wanted to be paid in song and dance. We're going to see how well she draws. That's a damn good crocodile. I get that. Let me see. What do you got? That's not bad either. Yeah. Okay.
Yours might be better.
Yours is
has
better.
Eyes and shit.
Well, there you go.
Mine is blind. That's maybe not a good thing. Maybe.
Is it the Stevie Wonder crocodile? That's
It is.
awesome.
It's disabled.
Wow.
It's
I
disabled. It's
just
okay.
come.
They say no. It's kind of like that, but it has a long neck and long feet,
No.
It's
long
Nessie.
legs.
Sir, can we just stay away from the river, please?
Yeah, we're gonna camp on the other side of the road of the river.
Do not worry. It is the wrong time of the year for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Them.
No giraffodiles. Good.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
I was like, we call those Nessie,
That's exactly what I was going to say.
a herd
Yeah,
of Nessie.
Nessie.
Ain't in Scotland anymore.
Wow. Okay. All right. Then we do like the Bedouins do. Only I'm gonna sort of lay down with them between me and the river.
As you will. And the
That
night
is-
passes.
That is the stuff of nightmares.
The morning comes, and the natives get together. I presume you are all going to gather up breakfast, get yourselves together, and you've been watching. Please all give me a perception roll.
9.
8.
9.
Three.
Stop it.
He hasn't had his coffee yet.
Right. I haven't had my coffee yet. We all know this.
You notice several more flights
Yes. Hippo.
Okay, the hippo is magnificent.
Dr.
on the
Matt,
low
amazing.
horizon.
Several lights.
Several low flights along the
Oh.
horizon
do you want me to scout ahead, sir?
Toward Nagata.
towards Nagata.
Yes, sir.
All right. Going to start scouting ahead with the staff weapon at the ready.
Scouting ahead is really not practicable because you are on the other side of the river.
Okay, so-
probably about 3 hours away from the river crossing. So,
Never mind.
and once again, I need to make it clear. I mean, these are basically jet aircraft on the horizon.
So it doesn't matter.
No,
Okay.
you're able to spot them and note the activity going on, but not really affect anything unless you want to hang on to some flares.
No.
No, we don't.
No.
And do
No.
The Rock with Nick Cage, and no, never mind.
You guys are going to feel so guilty when we get there and it's laid waste.
Not
No,
even.
not one iota. No.
Won't miss a
And we
wink.
could have done something.
Yeah, we could stay alive, and we did.
I don't think they were recruited for the compassion.
Nope.
I think you're correct.
When we are an hour out of the crossing, I'm going to send Red to scout because I want him to clear the ground in 15 minutes, see if it's controlled by the people that we crossed with before, and report back before our whole troop just walks up and goes, "Hey guys. Why do they have staff weapons too? How did they get theirs? Red got his. They're supposed to be, oh shit, they're shooting at us." Yeah, I don't want anything like that happening. And that was not an impersonation of you.
Can you shoot?
Thank you.
Yeah, go up to Daniel. Can you shoot with these weapons, or are they just basically electrified sticks?
You can shoot with them. Yes, they're very deadly.
How
Not
do you
just
shoot
glorified
with
cattle
them?
prods.
You said twist and...
Yeah,
I
Twist
thought that
and
was
stick.
just to turn them on.
I don't know. Let's see.
squeeze.
Oh.
Important safety tip. Thank you.
It's
So you
all
turn it
in
on
the
and then you
hips.
squeeze. Okay.
Nice.
It's all in the hips.
I thought it was all in the wrist.
Well, I mean, depends what you're
If
doing.
you're solo, Captain,
Well, because normally there's not a twisting action. It's not like a snow cone. It's up and down, and then you squeeze. You don't get this wrist action going on.
sir, different strokes for different folks.
We are in a different world.
Well,
Sergeant, you were absolutely right. You know what? This just could be a regional thing.
It could be.
Yeah, very similar. Cat has gone red.
Yep, that's like cranberry almost.
Coke can red.
Yeah.
Coke can red, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
We try once an episode.
back to masturbation.
The
So-
amazing Technicolor cat.
Too soon?
And you've just heard the secret word.
Pee-wee's
I don't know,
Playhouse.
Josh. Is it too soon? Are you still a little tender?
No,
Oh.
that's true.
Well, it has been a few
He's like, I
days.
need a minute.
Wait. Yes, it did not. I did not pack the gold bond. Damn it!
And now you know for next time.
I got sunscreen, so I'm not sunburnt there. But that's really about it. Yep, that's it.
I'm sure
Thank
your
you.
wife can
Thank
fix
you for
that
that.
for you.
All right.
Where do we go from here, storyteller?
Sergeant, you split off and make better time towards the river crossing.
Okay.
About a half hour goes by, and you reach the summit above the river. You managed to outstrip them by a fair bit of time by really exhausting your beast. But you are there, and everything appears to be in order. However, you see on the horizon there is smoke.
In the city.
Smoke on the water.
And as a
Fire
Gulf
in the
War
sky.
veteran, you very much recognize the signs of large-scale fire.
Understood. We still have the comms, right? The comms are
Yes.
okay. Captain,
Yes, Sergeant?
seems like we have a large-scale fire here in the city. Seems like they are currently under attack.
The...
Nagata.
Okay, thank you. How is the crossing?
Good.
Can you secure and have them ready to move as soon as our beasts are loaded?
Yes.
Do so now. We will make with most haste.
Yes, sir.
We need to move.
All right.
So we pick up to as quick a pace we can rest as the boat moves. But we want to not kill the animals, but tax them and get there as quickly as possible.
All right. You managed to do so, reaching the boat in about not much of a savings of time, but you're not desperately far out at this point either. Having read there to speak with the natives, and you can now, to certainly enough to the degree that they understand, they prep the boat and are ready. Most of your guides stay on the far side of the river, keeping hold of the animals, but are able to load your gear, such as it is.
With enough pack animals that I would be able to make it and them to Nagata. Enough personal animals.
There are animals on the other side.
Oh, okay. All right. Then I just didn't want to be like, hey, sorry, you got to walk from here.
But you do pack off your samples, your kit, staff weapons, and so forth.
And the pata.
And pata.
Yes.
Okay, just checking. Has he said anything?
No, you've
He's
heard a
still
lot of
sulking.
you've heard a lot of mumbling out of the sack.
He's still pouting.
Do you want to talk to Pata?
On the boat ride over, I do. I'm going to just, with my foot, just tap, tap, tap. Hey, is it dark in there? Or can you see out of the bag? Wait, hold on. Mumble that again.
Harumph.
How great and powerful are you?
Was that a frickin' frack that I heard there, or was that an all-powerful that I heard in there?
Silence.
Okay, I'm going to take the bag and I'm going to go, oh, it's bright! And then close the bag again.
You're a dick.
Oh, I am. I am the great and powerful. Never mind. Go ahead.
Jackson's like, what have you got in there?
Pata.
Pata.
Supposedly.
Well, no, Patah's better half. Patah. At least the
petty
crazy part.
Sorry, what?
You are aware
You
of
should
the...
speak to him.
I'm going to open the bag just enough, and I'm going to go, you are aware of the great and powerful, the all-eminent, the ever-pervasive, sometimes odoriferous, but not in a bad way, Patah, are you not?
I'm going to kill you all.
That
don't
guy
do
right
that.
there. But then you wouldn't be entertained. Is that...
Sniveling worm, bow down before me.
That guy right there, Daniel. That's the one. Have never goaded a god before. This is fun.
Crush you with festering boils.
How many boils would it take to
Hey,
crush?
Patah,
You don't want to know.
how
No.
good are you at analyzing things?
What?
How well are you at math?
Just how smart are you?
Foolish mortal, you dare question my intelligence?
He's
Not so much question as to wonder if maybe you're a little bit bored over there.
Entertain me then.
I gesture to Meadows. Doctor, don't waste your time. He's not smart enough to figure it out. It's okay. You show it to him.
You don't know what I'm going to do you?
It wouldn't matter. It
You
wouldn't matter.
cavort poorly, I ignore you.
Exactly.
Speak to me, woman.
He's gonna tell him. He's gonna tell him how I cavort, and there it is.
One of the water samples? What's in here other than H2O?
He's not gonna get that.
Actually, a small diffuse ray of light plays over your hand and the sample.
Scanning.
Okay.
Scanning.
A number of biological components, as well as some subsidiary fallout.
Okay.
Fallout.
Nuked from orbit.
Can you define the fallout?
Radioactive.
What type of radioactivity? Is it uranium, plutonium, strontium?
I know none of these words.
Is
It's
it?
smart.
Primarily naquita.
We need to translate.
No, you don't. Do you need to translate? I've heard that word.
Yeah.
No.
In the
no, you
mine?
don't.
Oh yeah, in the
No,
mine.
no,
the
you don't
mines.
need to translate.
Oh,
You've
okay.
heard that
Yeah.
word.
That's the stuff they're mining,
That's what Turnus and all them were so.
which means it was weaponized. That's what the glass is. Wait it's radioactive? Did you bring the radiation pills? Do we have any of those? Let's start taking those right now.
Yeah.
I told you you'd die with festering boils.
Sir, can I shoot this thing?
No,
Not sure it would work.
not
Daniel.
yet.
It'll just be
How
a
do you
flesh
like
wound.
Patah?
Interesting.
Yeah, that was a word that came up.
You cavort.
Oh yes, we cavort. You want to see some cavorting?
I really think you need an archaeologist on your team. A little bit more.
We're working on it.
What did you do in my tomb?
What tomb? Oh, the one we got him?
The one I was exploring.
Oh. Well,
Well,
co-
see,
I was all
someone tried
set
to
to
open
go
a door.
inside. I'd surveyed everything around the perimeter. You go in and you do this?
yeah.
Yeah, we sort of blew it up.
Well, the sarcophagus is still
We found
there.
him.
We'll want to send somebody back for that sarcophagus. It's a good sarcophagus. We're taking
Yeah.
it.
I feel great. You should try sitting in that thing.
Why? I mean, obviously. Look at him.
I feel like I'm 18.
Do you want me to? You want to see the definition of cavorting?
He's not amused.
Okay. I was just going to drop Trow and sit on top of the thing, but just for his amusement.
With the dangly bits.
So, and then I might have wiggled a little.
Wiggle,
know.
wiggle, 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 wiggle.
How do you like that, Patah? And I close the bag back up.
Our three,
Can we get
vi-
those? Can we get those radiation pills?
Yes.
Thank you.
our 3 viewers now went down to 1. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mom.
Your mom scares me.
Yeah, evidently she likes Scott's junk, though.
That's what scares me.
By the way, you owe me $50.
My pleasure. All right. Yeah, no.
And as you reach the far side of the river with Daniel Jackson and Shauray in somewhat
Just
mixed
shaking their heads.
Shuddering.
mixed
Yes.
states of disbelief after having plundered and pillaged the tomb, you can all see smoke on the horizon.
Water in the sky.
I told you we should have used the flares.
It wouldn't have stopped that.
It might have.
It might have, but it wouldn't have.
Only distant about 5 or 10 miles, well, let's call it 8. 8 miles in the distance, a fairly easy journey, as you may recall. From the river to the city, you see death gliders streaking overhead, firing down upon the hapless.
Are they within range?
No, they're not in range. You do not have any
Sir-
SAMs.
Sir,
Okay.
we should probably wait till night, don't you think?
There are firing on the
By
city
all means,
actively
if you
now.
want to fire off a staff weapon at this thing 7 or 8 miles away,
Don't do it.
supersonic speed, strafing a city,
I just wanted
give
to
it a go.
I wanted to fire over the city 6 or 7 times, and anything that's crossing that path is going to go, wait, what?
That's what a flare would do.
That's
And
why.
it wouldn't
That's why.
expend the
That's why
energy
I
of a
reach out.
weapon.
That's why I reach out and hand the flare gun to Cindy.
I
And
literally
go,
am the dumbest character in this game, and I am saying don't do this. Anyway, don't do this, please.
And as our party stands on the shores of the river, staring awestruck as the flames rise into the morning sky, we break for now. Thank you for listening to Stargate SG10.
As I stand there with my hand extended with a flare gun, that'll do us for Gaming with Scott. And as always, you'll hear from us real soon. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening. And that's it tonight for us on the Gaming with Scott Presents Season 1 of Stargate SG10. You can always send us an email at gamingwscott@gmail.com or catch us on Twitter. Joshua Jackson is at ActionJack853 and me, Scott T, at GamingWScott. You can always find us on Facebook at facebook.com/GamingWScott. This is a Southgate Media production. Remember, we all represent Earth every time we venture out into the world and beyond. Be the example you want to see. And as always, you'll be hearing from us real soon.